So Steve, with the growing reliance on CGI within the film industry, why is it important for filmmakers to remember that practical effects are still a viable option in order to bring their projects to life?
With CGI growing would have been a much more appropriate question like 15 years ago, because practical special effects artists were largely being replaced by computer graphics. It was like the movie industry had this really cool new tool that they could use to paint their picture with that they just turned to for everything. And over the course of my career, what we have seen is an adjustment where if they can shoot it on set and it's something that the actors can interact with, there's something really beneficial to that. If it's going to be super duper expensive, then why do that? Just do it in the computer after the fact. But conversely, if it's going to be super duper expensive to do it in the computer after the fact because nobody knows where their eye line is, or everybody's talking to a tennis ball and it's not real and you have to do 50 takes because nobody can understand what's happening on set, then that's not saving anybody money. So it's not always a financial choice that they're making. It's also a creative choice. They say, okay, so here's what needs to happen. What's the best way to make this happen? So there's not really a question between CGI or special effects. In my opinion, it's the same department. It's the illusion of something special happening on camera. The best is a unity of the two together.
So Steve, being a resident of Pittsburgh yourself, how does this city stand out from other filmmaking landmarks like, say, Los Angeles or New York?
Pittsburgh is a very unique landscape, and you're able to shoot pictures here that you're not going to be able to shoot in those kind of places. I'm not in this business because my life revolves around this business. I'm in this business because I love to feed my family this way. Pittsburgh is beautiful in the sense that I can live a much more balanced life than I would be able to in one of those other places. You know, if you're on a film set in Pittsburgh, you're surrounded by a bunch of regular people who just happen to make movies for a living. A lot of them grew up in like modest environments, and we're lucky, I think, as a community to be able to earn our living in this kind of creative way. But for me personally, it allows me to live a more balanced life. I've got 4 kids, but I like making movies, and Pittsburgh really allows for you to have that kind of juxtaposition.
So Steve, do you have any exciting upcoming projects that you'd be willing to share with us?
Yeah, most of the projects that I have coming up I can't talk about, but there are a few I could tell you about. I was just awarded a job yesterday for SeaWorld in San Antonio is doing like a big haunted attraction. So we're building a bunch of like cyborg monster characters for that. We've been working a lot on MAYOR of Kingstown, the TV show that's in town, making fake dead bodies and some cool props for those guys. But most of the coolest stuff that I have going on, I'm not allowed to talk about.
And finally, Steve, if anyone wants to learn more about Tolin FX, where's a good place to start?
The best place to start learning more about what we do as a company and Tolin FX as a shop is going to be our website, which is tolinfx.com, T-O-L-I-N, the letters fx.com. And then, of course, we have presence on social media.
Well, Steve, from myself and the Pittsburgh Film Office, we just want to thank you for giving us your time in order to learn a little bit more about yourself and your business and special effects in general, and also to help us demonstrate why Pittsburgh is the future of filmmaking.
You're welcome. And Pittsburgh is the future of filmmaking.